How are the Pirates? They ask. Let's talk about the Pirates a little bit, because off stream I did get us set up for a new season. Whoops. Thankfully the lid was closed. I probably scared the shit out of 2 animals and a human in doing that, as I await the text to say what the hell was that. We shall see. Whew. Oh boy. Oh, goodness. Give me 1 second. Anyway, hell of a way to start off a stream here. There we go. Anyway, we are in 2037, and we just had one of the worst drafts we've probably had from a thought we were getting a high-end talent standpoint and did not. But who knows? Maybe this is the season that we kind of fuck around and find out. Maybe it is. Right? Maybe. We will see. That said, I did change a couple of things. I just remembered that I did this. So let me get the sheet up there. There we go. So first and foremost, we brought in a brand new scouting department. They're not ideal in their attributes, but Lord knows we needed to fire our last scouting department after last night. So we'll see how this set of scouts happen to do. In terms of top prospects, we don't have much of an impact on this list outside of Grant Riley, who has fallen down to 28th, but is in AAA for 1 more season. Hopefully, only 1 more season. I think he was. Yeah, he's our only representative there, so that's not very good. In terms of the team, though, in talking about this, let's start off at catcher. We have a crap load of catchers, including the new additions of Sato, Martin Lopez, Luis Fodor. Hopefully, one of them can be good because, yeah, Darren McCauley is still just at like a serviceable level, and he now has trouble staying healthy. At first base, this is the setup here, because again, Juan Guerrero left in the offseason. I moved Harvey Grove from catcher over to first base just to get a little bit more depth at first base. And he is not the only person that we have moved. Second base is still Obama and Holland, but we now have Carter, Reese, who are both third basemen, and Josh Perez, who we just drafted at shortstop. We moved these guys over to second base because attribute-wise, they're a better setup there. Or a better setup. Give it to me straight and then Saturday, right? What the hell's on Saturday? Because I would think that would have been Bruins-Panthers, but that's Friday, isn't it? It is. Yeah. Nope, that's Saturday, isn't it? Because Game 7 would be... No, Game 7 would be Sunday. What are you talking about? Third base, Ricky Gutierrez, who again we did manage to re-sign. We have moved over Joe Dale and Marco Calderon from second base and shortstop. Jedi Survivor. I have it, but I don't know if I'm going to play it on stream. I don't know if I am. Mr. Freetoss at shortstop. We got to re-sign him, by the way. Aside from that, shortstop, looking okay-ish. We need a project shortstop. We need a project everywhere. Leafs Game 6 is Saturday. Oh, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? It's going to 7. We moved over Ramon Hinojosa to left because there are people who are better suited for center field than he is. He is still going to play center for us, though, this season. DJ Liss, we have moved over to center. Delgadio and Vargas as well from the corners have been moved over to center field. And then in right, Rivas Gaucho. Ricky McCann's not quite ready yet. Richard Freeman move over Actually didn't move over. He was already in right field. So a couple of players moved around. Nothing too crazy. Pitching staff is still... We'll kind of see what happens. Right? We'll see what happens. We'll see. My ticker can't take Game 7. Well, I hate to tell you it's going to happen. I hate to tell you it's going to happen. Just like the Pirates aren't going to make the playoffs this year, that Game 7 is going to happen. Those are two certainties. Those two things I just said. Outright certainties. Yeah, hopefully the Pirates can make the playoffs here. Hopefully. If not, my God. Let's see if we can have a worse draft than last year. But this is the current team setup. Lineup-wise, pretty much the same on the other side. We'll see what happens. Will I ever make it to a Bruins playoff game? If I want to take out a second mortgage on my house, maybe. Jesus Christ, have you seen the prices? All right, I actually can't extend contracts outside of spring training. That's a bit unfortunate. Let's do this. Let's do it. Damn it. Let's do it. It's another season of Pirates baseball. Because I refuse to give up. I refuse to give up. 12th ranked team. Who the hell just got hurt? It was very temporary. Game 6, Tampa chokes at home. Hey. I appreciate the optimism. I say it's better to be pessimistic and then be happy if it does go well. Oof, okay, picks 13, 49, 74. That's not bad. Franz Lester. Let's do what we did last year because it seemingly worked out pretty well, although... There aren't going to be too many of those guys that show up. Unless we do some generalized scouting, right? Outside of, like, Cliff Willis. Toronto's about to do the most Toronto thing ever. I mean, you know, Raver. They just might. They just might. Goodness. I don't know how I want to handle scouting this year. I don't know how I want to handle it this year because we cannot afford to have as big of a first-round disappointment as we did last year. Catchers, we got some projects in the system. First base, we have Vince Messer. He's signed. I really do need a good second baseman since Andy Holland's only going to be depth level. Shout out to the Boston Celtics eliminating the Atlanta Hawks, by the way. All right, so right field, we're good. I do think we need outfield, second, and catcher. Probably the most. So let's do that generalized scouting at catcher. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Achilles, what's going on? All you need is Scott Obama. Well, the problem is Scott Obama's 30. Not to be ageist, but we can't bank on him long term. Did we fire our scouts from last night? Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Oh, good.
We did indeed. Turtle, thank you for the follow, though. I appreciate you. Again, I'm rooting for the Leafs in that series, but they're tough to bet on, you know. Okay, this is not looking like a great draft for catchers again. We'll look at the top two while we scout international catchers. Double A suffers an injury. Only have him for 5 more years and he retires to begin his political career. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. In terms of catchers, really nobody of a high steal potential. There are obviously a couple of guys we could scout for 1 more week. Honestly, maybe we should. Let's scout these top 3 catchers. Actually, I guess top 4. Okay, never mind. Eric Stroud. We want it out of there. Let's go for Manny Sanchez. See if any of these three will be worth drafting this year. Let's see. 9-12 record to start the year. Okay, Jose Santana is going to be worth it. Again, we probably won't have him available to us. Attribute-wise, But yeah, if Jose Santana is available to us, we take that guy for sure. For sure. Second base. Nope, I said second base. Thank you very much. Second base. God, I haven't gotten over last night at all. I haven't gotten over this at all. Not at all. In fact, he's pitched 3 innings in AA, by the way, so far, and has a 9 ERA. My God. All right. Second base for the week. We are trash. We're not going to make the playoffs this year. Can pretty much guarantee that. For the second baseman, who might be a bit of a steal, Jeff Allman. Let's look at you. Anybody else in that category? Freddie Rivera, Rex Wilkes, Lewis McCall. That'll be the focus for the week. I can't imagine we're going to have a very good draft. We just beat Arizona 18-1, though. So we're better than them, except we're not. They actually have a better record than we do by 1 game. All right. Ooh, Jeff Allman. Oh, your overall. My God, your overall is going to suck. 21 years old. He might be a sub 40 overall. GG's. Fucking GG's. Oh, that is tough to deal with. 63-94. 74-95 from McCall. We just know he's going to be a low overall. Let's look at these top 2. We already have a Gutierrez, but why not another? Let's look at Mike Kearns. And we'll scout left fielders in the international region. Outfield's probably our next focus. We're not making the playoffs this year. That's just not going to happen. So for those who were worried, like, oh no, the Pirates run might be coming to a close. Nah. I might be stuck on this particular franchise mode for the rest of my damn life. We have not scouted the number 1 first baseman yet. Because we cannot really afford to focus on something like that. Hey, 5-game winning streak, though. 5-game winning streak. All right, we have all left fielders generally scouted. At least the ones that we know about. Let's look at Jack Gaudio. Good old Joe Judd. 61-92. Chris Clements. Do we have anybody else? What's the franchise limit? 50 years? I could have sworn it was like 70. Yeah, we might hit 50 years. Ned Sciambi. What a name. Let's look at old Ned Sciambi. Pure desperation. We're actually back to just being 2 games under 500. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, none of these guys that our scouts are like, hey, maybe keep an eye on this guy. No, none of them. None of them are good. We looked at Sciambi. There's a bunch of these left fielders, man. 63-94, 62-93. Are they even worth looking at? We can look at Howard Smith. We already looked at Sciambi. We can look at Toby Silver. 73-95, Chris Clemens, but we know his overall is going to be a disaster. Honestly, I think we scout center fielders in the international regions. 41 days until the draft. This is scary. Oh, God. Everyone's trash. Endless trash. Absolutely endless. Endless trash. Keep running it until the next century. Well, at this rate, we're going to have to. It's been like 15 years of not making the playoffs. You know how bad things have to go to not make the playoffs over 15 years? We're in Sacramento Kings territory, who did finally make the playoffs this year, IRL, and are probably going to lose. Sean Brady is the only center fielder worth looking at. This is shaping up to be the worst draft I've ever seen. So that's cool. At least 4 positions of need. That's just wonderful. Are we the Buffalo Sabres? We're getting there. Still 2 games under 500. Brady's not looking all that great. Let's do right field east. Crash Andrews, you sweet, beautiful Mandrews. One of these days, I promise to be able to talk wrestling with you again. And I hope it is very, very soon. Life's been something lately, let me tell you. But I hope the stream went well. Okay, like, what is happening? What is happening right now? It is my fault. It is my fault. Okay, well, in our biggest positions of need, there is apparently going to be absolutely nobody available for us. We are 13 days out from the draft. Oh my God. I think I'm going to try to win a 3-inning game on rookie with one hand for the content. What are you going to be doing with the other hand? Is this video going to be hosted on OnlyFans? All right, cool. We're Bones. Let's look at the top players available over the next 2 weeks. Just to find out what the hell is there, because we're boned playing baseball. Ahem. Gotcha. We got Corey Roberts, and we have... I guess we'll look at Mariano Silva. This is shaping up to be our worst draft ever. In terms of our selections and the quality of those available. There's no way we're going to end up with Corey Roberts. I'm not even getting my hopes up. And even if he is good, he might not be good. Yeah, we have pick number 13 again. We know what happened last year. So fucking GG's. Oh, God. Who do we want to look at? Who do we want to look at? Connie Magruder. Lucky number 13. It was anything but last year. Let's go for shortstop Ricky Lopez, and then we'll look at Sean McMahon and Samuel Velasco. That'll be the deal. Let's go ahead and save so we don't have to scout again. Although if there was ever a draft where I'd want to scout again, this is the one. This is the one, because this has gone terribly. You plan on increasing... You cannot increase the draft class quality in this game. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Last year, we took this starter, who our scout said was going to be like a 70 overall A potential guy. So yeah, last year was a bit of a disaster. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. I am ready to be hurt again. The 20th. How are we in the 2037 draft? Okay. Pick number 13. Milwaukee, New York, Chicago, kick us off. God help me. God help me. The Milwaukee Brewers, I think that's the starting pitcher. The Milwaukee Brewers take Corey Roberts. First overall. Okay. Now we wait for the catcher to go. There's no way he's going to be available either. Not a shot in hell. There is Velasco, another starting pitcher that we were looking at. This draft is going to be dreadful. Dreadful. And the New York Mets, no, the Chicago Cubs take Marcos Tavares, that first baseman. Marcos Tavares. Said the Mets, they already made their pick. Yeah, first baseman's gone. We're pretty much just waiting to see Jose Santana's name go off the board or Sean McMahon's. All right. The Yankees with the 5th pick. They have progressively gotten worse. They take first baseman Mariano Silva. There is yet to really be a crazy reach in this draft. Just goes to show it doesn't happen every year. And there goes Jose. Okay, let's just sim the next pick. Jose Santana goes 6th to Cleveland. Got Brandon Murillo, who's projected 12th. Magruder 13th. Zambrano 18th. Lopez 11th. Lester 4th. And 17th, Raul Navar. Who the hell does that leave us with? It's nothing but best guesses. That's who. Oh, boy. A bunch of relievers. An outfielder, Sean Brady, who might have... Honka's always a steal. I prefer Anthony Honka. Thank you. Might be a good fielder, but he doesn't have an arm. He's got them noodle arms like Richard Head. I love him anyway, though. Adrian Casilla, best guessing at 13th overall, is never a good spot to be in. You don't say. There is Stefan Dominguez that we might go for. That's exciting. John Hutchins. Chris Castro. There's Dion Richardson, who's injured. Mike Simpson. Pedro Serna Ruiz. That's a fun name. Yeah, we're boned. We are boned. I could let the AI auto draft, and it might do better than what we're about to do. Neat.
Here comes a pizza.
Neat. Tommy, thank you for the 35 months. It's all right. The Leafs will never totally let you down.
Because he's been asked to leave the ball game for ruining a good piece of pizza.
Sucks. Go with the best name available. Well, we could go best guess on one of the starters because it's tough to go wrong with the starter, or we can take an outfielder and hope that he's actually good, even though it doesn't look like he will be. You ready for the Bruins to play? I'm ready for the Lightning to play the Panthers in the second round. I don't know what you're talking about. That's what I'm ready for. The Battle of Florida, round 2. All right, taking a look at starters. We're losing Delgado soon. We do have a couple other starters in the mix. I don't know who to take. Will Serna. Richardson's way too big of a risk. Way too big of a risk. All right, it's down to 3. Either Dominguez, Casilla, or Vasquez. And out of pure desperation, it's not often a bad thing to take a starter who's projected in the first round because they end up being half decent. It's that or Dominguez, but Dominguez is projected in the second round, so just looks like he can't field at all. Fuck it, Adrian Casilla. When in doubt, go with a starter. When in doubt, go with a starter. Oh boy, this game is crushing my hopes and dreams before we even really get going tonight, which is brutal. Yeah, shout out to the Winnipeg Jets, who are about to be the first NHL team to get eliminated in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They didn't lose that game in double overtime. They would have had a chance, but they blew it. Given how terrible our scouting was, I'll go back to look at the first round. Let's just get through this nonsense. Everyone we were looking at is off the board at this point. Oh, boy. I mean, we got Guevara, Roberson, maybe Bert Fox. If we want to look for above 65 to 99. Mike Kearns at second base. This is going terribly. Got Toby Silver in left. Michael Diaz. Ned Sciambi. Old Ned Sciambi. Lewis McCall, second baseman, who's injured all the shit. I believe that's the technical term, is injured all to shit. Peter Valencia at third base. We're just going to go through and try to find whoever the hell we can to add to our short list here. Last year we got incredibly invested in the draft and got torched. This year my investment in the draft isn't zero. But is my guard up because I'm afraid to get hurt again? Yes. Yes, it is. Let's see which one of these players can be our mental rebound. Let's see. Our next pick is 74th. So presumably nobody around this is safe. Go with Silver to still get an outfielder. There's Kearns, but Kearns doesn't look that great. Bert Fox as a reliever. Casey Robertson and Guevara. Celtics are moving on. They sure are. Pennsylvania boy. Why not? Because he could always be moved to a different infield spot. Let's go for Casey Robertson. Hoping for the best. Pick number 74. Our next pick after this is 87. Let's see. Okay, so it's down to these top four. 72 to 94 for Silver. Diaz has a better range that we know of. There's Sciambi. And catcher Manny Sanchez, but we don't really need him. Yeah, we're going to go for the starting pitcher. Mr. Michael Diaz. Really like Christian Gonzalez. Oh, the Patriots on paper killed the first round of the NFL draft tonight. Killed it. Excellent trade down. Stopped the Jets from getting the O-lineman that they needed. He went to Pittsburgh instead. And then end up with someone who might just be the best corner of the draft in the teens. So, all right, a 23. Toby Silver, Ned Sciambi, Sanchez. We could go for Lewis McCall. Peter Valencia for later on. Ullman. Leon. Okay. What do we want to do? 72 to 94. 74-95 with McCall. Dahl is 72 to 96. Since So we got a best guess. Reggie White, he's back. In honor of the NFL draft, Reggie White is back. LBR is a 71 to 90. Well, let's go for second baseman Lewis McCall, because we don't have much else to go off of. Welcome aboard, Lewis. You were injured, but that's okay. Next up. Honestly, if we want to go with the three that have the highest potentials, we got to start taking them now. So let's go for third baseman Peter Valencia. Looking for Ullman and Leon to round it out. Ullman is still available at second base. Our second baseman of the draft, Mr. Jeff Ullman. And in the 6th round, it worked out perfectly. Third baseman Michael Leon. Neat. I can't imagine this draft is going to go well for us at all. Home run derby. Oh, hey, look, it's Justin Brown again. Oh, Justin Brown, I don't like you. All right. Who made the All-Star game for us? Somebody had to go. Howard O'Neill, Harper Rivera. So we got 2 relievers. Vince Messer is our 3rd All-Star. And our final All-Star. Noted. Oh, wow. They started that late in terms of being able to start signing picks. What do we got? What do we got? Casey Roberson. Signs. Welcome aboard, Casey. Michael Diaz. Declines, because of course he does. Lewis McCall, you're very injured, but I drafted you anyway. Welcome aboard. Jeff Ullman. Declines. What a jerk. And nobody else has any value whatsoever. Nice. Any interest whatsoever, I should say. You all have value. You're all great. Oh, good. One of our pitchers got hurt. Who was it? That's a hell of a way to probably end your major league career in Pittsburgh, buddy, with a fractured arm. Already down 3 overall points this year. We did sign him to a 2-year deal, but we have a team option on him, so he'll be gone. Michael Diaz, thanks for signing. Jeff Ullman, thanks for signing. And then there were 3. And then there were 3, including our 1st round pick. So that's a little bit scary. Still can't sign anybody. Send him to the Jays to retire. I should. All right, Adrian Casilla, who was our best guess 1st round pick, signs with us. Let's hope he's as good as he hopefully should be as a projected 1st round pick pitcher. Can't sign anybody right now. Well, Michael Leon is nearly a guaranteed A. The problem is his overall is going to be low. So this will be interesting. Yeah, Winnipeg is dead. Oh my God. Michael Leon still declines the extra money. Peter Valencia does not. So Michael, motorcycle, you will be the recipient of a boatload of money. Congratulations. So yet again, we have signed all of our players, but the question is, are they good? I have never had less confidence in a draft of ours, but you never know. It might work out. I mean, for a relatively blind pick, that's actually not that bad. Obviously, the overall is lower than what you'd prefer it to be. But given that we had basically no info on this guy whatsoever, it's actually not bad. My goodness. And speaking of not bad, it's Mills with the raid. The new, Crease, the new drafting strat. Just pick at random. Hello, everybody from the Mills raid. How are you? I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Pittsburgh baseball in 2036, where we still haven't made the playoffs. Yeah. There is the one caveat that we only add players through the draft. So we don't trade, we don't do major free agents. You didn't completely shun me for hockey now. I know, right? I almost did, but people weren't available. I tried. I did try. Did you end up going forward with that Tigers idea, Mills, while paying attention to the 17-hour-long NBA draft? NBA draft. I was just thinking about the Celtics. The NFL draft. There we go. See, I know sports. We were just talking about the Celtics a minute ago. Almost done with year 2. Ever open a water bottle and it just says built-up pressure? What the hell? Anyway, let's see how the rest of this draft went. Everyone's just in time to see this masterclass. This absolute masterclass of a draft. See? What a player. Casey Roberson, he's okay. And Mills, of course, as always, thank you very much for the raid, buddy. I appreciate it. Me and you, and maybe one other person holding down the franchise fort in this directory. We won't give up. We won't give up. Roberson should make the majors. He'll be mid to late 20s. Deke too. He does rock it. Deke plays a fair amount of Diamond Dynasty, though. He loves his co-op. Let's see. Michael Diaz, also not that bad for a relatively blind pick. Not that bad. Goodness, I made a mistake on a video I was rendering. I hate it. Just going to ignore that for later. Puts the short in shortstop. I mean, he's 5'11". Are we shaming people who are 5'11" for being short? What is this, Tinder? Lewis McCall. So he was the guy who dropped. He was 5'9". Oh, Roberson is. Fair enough. He was the guy who dropped because he was injured, but to be honest, age, potential, overall, that's not too bad. That's a good project second baseman. And then there's Peter Valencia. Oh, Mills, I forgot to mention, congrats on the Ravens doing a good. The Ravens did today, like, the opposite of what I just did by drafting Peter Valencia. They did a good, and this was a horrible, horrific mistake. Jeff, okay. Well, we got 2 of them. That's great. 2 players with a decent potential that'll never make it. And then Michael Leone, 49 overall, 21 years old. So we are still oh my God. Well, Leone was a 99 potential. We're very good at drafting players with good potentials. It's just whether or not their starting overalls are okay. For the most part, the answer to the starting overall, it's somewhere in between. That's not a bad draft class, though, given the circumstances. For those who saw our scouting period, we were focusing on catchers, second basemen, and outfielders, and there was nobody to take 13th overall. No one was good enough. So we best guessed on a starting pitcher, and it worked out pretty well. Michael Leone. Go figure, a Pirates third baseman making his debut at 33. That'll be Michael Leone. We'll take a quick look around the league. Again, we're only going to point out Bs or higher just for the sake of it. Again, C potentials can be very good, but Arizona, Bernardo Zambrano. Very good pick. The Rockies had another Rocky draft. Oh, I'm feeling pain. The Dodgers. Wow, so we were right. This draft class sucked. Okay. Wow, so we really hit a home run with our draft, given how bad everyone else's was. Sean McMahon's pretty good. We were tempted to take him. Our starting pitcher might be a little bit better or about the same. Mills, I told Crash the same thing about Anthony Richardson. It's either he is going to destroy the league or he's a more agile Jamarcus Russell. Deion Richardson, Alex Olivo. Good draft for the Giants by comparison to some other teams here. Well, Mills, there's the Baltimore draft class, but at least by this point, they should have won a World Series or two in the 2030s, you know? That's impressive to miss on that many people. Let's see. Sean Brady. Stop taking players named Brady. Boston. Damn. He actually would have been a good pick for us. He would have been a good pick for us. We could have used someone like that. I mean, he has the arm of a pool noodle, but, you know. Shout out to Dirk Bradshaw. Great name. Decent draft for the Red Sox. Yankees. Oof. They had to go for a Mariano, but they blew it. They blew it. Tampa. Jesus, look at this. This has to be the worst draft class I've ever seen in this game. I had seen some bad draft classes before, but look at how many D potential players got drafted. This is nuts. Like, we really did hit a home run. Shout out to B-Rye for the follow. Appreciate you. Rich Gutierrez was okay. They got Roger Soriano, son of Alfonso, a little bit later on. He's pretty damn good, actually. He's one of the best picks of this draft. Cleve! We had no chance to draft him. He went like 3rd overall or 4th overall, 5th, something like that. We didn't get a chance to draft him. Of course, there's a generational catcher. And we had too high of a pick to be able to get him. I hate it here. I hate it here. I hate it here. Detroit. There's Dominguez. I mean, you could argue, Reaver, I mean, now that Mills is here, it would be very funny to switch to NHL. I see Endo's home now. I still don't know if we'd have a 6th. Hit up Mobsky or something like that. Yeah, Dominguez, you could argue he would have been better than the starting pitcher that we have. Here's the issue. This guy cannot field. He cannot field. He's a fast DH. I also took Ryan Boyd at closer. I mean, that's a pretty damn good draft for Detroit, though, with those two. A good, crop of C potential guys as well. Kansas City. Nobody B potential or higher. Minnesota. Howard Marlin, who was pretty solid. And Michael Bell at shortstop, who was also, he's okay. I mean, he's fast. That's about it. He's fast. Houston. Got Bart Mortera. Oh, my God. Would have been nice to know about that guy. I might fire our scouting department again. Would have been nice to know about that guy. Damn it. And then later on, they also got Eduardo Maraville. 19 years old. A 47's a bit low, but 93 potential. That's a pretty good draft for Houston. Angels. Brandon Murillo was their only really solid prospect. Oakland. Eldon Moya. A little bit later on, they did take Ned Sciambi, who was okay as far as age, overall, and potential are concerned, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Goodness. Goodness. Seattle. Almanzar, Antonio Campillo, and Bert Fox, who we almost took. I'm glad we didn't. Texas. Jesus. Oh, man. This draft class was a minefield. Sherwood Guevara, this has a good starting OVR. But Manny Sanchez, the catcher, is a 48. We already had a couple catchers kind of a similar ilk. Atlanta, Rick Wells, he's not bad, especially given the circumstances of this draft. Miami. Ricky Lopez is okay, but he's a C potential. And then they got Ken Clark in the second round. And then Gil Trejo in the third. Beltran and Frank Dahl. We found the team that can rival our draft class. Miami did pretty well for themselves. Let's see, the Mets. Oh my God, they took Sam Velasco and David Murillo. Rest of it was pretty bad, but they got Rob Ryan, the coordinator. Philadelphia, Mike Simpson. He's okay. Carlos Molina, he's also okay. Nothing too crazy. Washington with Franz Lester, the closer. Pretty solid. Jose Campaneris. Oh my God, Vegas is just destroying Winnipeg. My God. Again, that's another generational talent that we did not have the ability to draft. We had too high of a draft pick. So right now, we are too good to be bad to get these better draft picks, but we are too bad to be good to make the playoffs and do some damage. The only damage is to my psyche. They also got Max Smith late in the draft, which is a pretty damn good pick. Good for Chicago. Cincinnati. Oof. Toby Silver, who we were looking at, didn't go with. It's okay. And then Milwaukee. Corey Roberts is a starting pitcher. Not bad at all. And then the other B potential guy, Philip Chu in right field. So all in all, we definitely had like I'd say the top to bottom best draft class, but you could argue with how much of a minefield it was that teams that ended up with generational talents won this draft because, I mean, it was like it literally was a dartboard draft. Just close your eyes and hope for the best. We did okay. We didn't get any generational talents because this game hates me and God hates the city of Pittsburgh, but hey, you know.